Hi Flosstube, I am back with Flosstube number 5. My name is Becca and welcome to my channel SamBrie Stitches. Today is Wednesday, November 27th, and I just wanted to do a little quick explanation of my channel name because a couple of people have asked and tried to Google the meaning, but the meaning is it is both of my daughters' names. It's Samantha and Brianna. I had a little kiosk in the bazaar at the mall and they wanted me to have a name for my little section of the store, and so I just came up with SamBrie Stitches because, you know, it rolls off the tongue and it's a combo of both of my girls. So no exotic Google explanation or anything like that, but it's just pronounced SamBrie Stitches. And so anyways, I wanted to do a few thank yous. I am at 230 subscribers, which is crazy. Shocked me. Didn't expect that, and such nice comments and feedback and lots of likes. So thank you for that. I did get a few shout outs this past week. I'm just gonna read my notes. Robyn from Lady-RobynS, she's my girl, love her. She said such kind words about my finishing, which just, I pretty much cried. I had to replay it for my husband so that he could hear too. I did it with all of these because it's just so amazing that other people take the time to shout me out, and it just means a lot to me. Daleen from Sew Grateful, she had kind words about my array creations, which I have one to show today that I completed yesterday. I love Daleen. I binge watched her videos and I was leaving comments and she just was like, wow, you really are binge watching. You should take a break and go outside and take a walk. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm stitching, binge watching you. So I'm all caught up. Absolutely love her. Stephanie is my one of my closest stitchy friends. She's Stitch Goes My Heart on Flosstube. She just talked about our friendship. We've only seen each other a few times in person. We were lucky to meet when she drove up to the one-time meetup. I think it was at Lacey, Washington. And I got to know her there. And then I've been driving down to Acorns and Threads for the past few months for First Thursdays. And we just sit next to each other and chat. And we talk a lot on Instagram, and I absolutely adore her. She's the sweetest, most kindest person that you will ever meet. So please go check out her channel as well. She just uploaded a Flosstube just yesterday, I believe, or the day before. And then Cece and Dammy, they are my stitchy friends from the local Monday meetup group that I host. And their channel is Geeky Girls Knit and Flosstube, I believe. They are primarily about knitting, but they have put in a cross-stitch little episode during their channel or during their videos, and I enjoy watching them. Dammy, I got to be there when she started cross-stitching. She just picked it up at one of the meetups and has been working on that piece ever since, so it was pretty neat to be able to be a part of that. And stitching with my sisterlies, or with the sisterlies, not my sisterlies, for giving me, Colleen gave me the advice on, I had a migraine the other day, and she was giving me advice on that. And hopefully Cheryl goes and checks out that pattern that I recommended. And Colleen, I hope that you do not get sick, especially for Thanksgiving, because that would be miserable. So take lots of vitamin C and sleep lots and fight that cold. So I wanted to talk about our Monday meetup that just happened. We are local to the Kitsap area, and this past Monday, Erin, the 2 Martini Stitcher, drove like 2 hours to come hang out with us, which was really, really cool. We decided to meet up for like a late lunch so we could hang out longer. So we met at a Mexican restaurant and hung out and had lunch, chit-chatted. There was 6 of us total. A couple of my Monday night members couldn't make it. And then we grabbed some coffee, and then we went to the stitching meetup at Michael's, did a little shopping, and then just hung out until about 8:30, 8:45, almost closed Michael's down, partying too hard, I guess. such a great time. Erin is such an amazing person. Hopefully she sticks to coming and joining us once a month. I'll also get to see her at Acorns and Threads at the first Thursday meetup. So I'm excited about that. So thank you, Erin, for making the trip. We had such a good time. We love you. You're welcome anytime. So the next thing is bookmarks. I'm going to show some of the bookmarks that I finished. I've gifted a lot, so I don't have very many. But a couple of people wanted a little bit of a tutorial, so I can explain what I do. I don't have anything ready to actually film a tutorial, but it's really easy. So first off, I'm just going to show you them. This one's a little bit harder to read, but this is one of my, and yeah, you can't, I don't think it's picking up very well on the, that's the back, it's like script. And it says, I'm a wizard, a shadow hunter, a demigod, tribute, hobbit, divergent, and dream writer, is what it says. The fabric is awesome. I just shouldn't have done it with that thread, so it's really hard to read. So that one I think I'll just kind of keep forever. This is one of my favorites. Let's get lost in each other. And I'm pretty sure that's also script on the back, that I kind of did this myself with the books. I don't believe I have a pattern for that. This one goes with a pillow that I made, the Secret Garden pillow. I think this is part of a Lizzie Kate pattern that I took and just stitched a bookmark, and there's the little, just a little key hanging off of it and simple little green fabric on the back. And then this one is a pattern, I believe. It's kind of bent. But when Aladdin came out, I stitched this one. And then I just did the back as black sparkly fabric because there's no Aladdin fabrics that I could find. I mean, it just says a whole new world. You can see that these are all different shapes and sizes. There's not one set size because I just use Aida and I don't use the pre-made bookmarks. This one I think is a hands-on design, Love You More, and I just added buttons. And then I just did like a little white heart fabric on the back. And then the last one to show you is a very popular one. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did that, and of course, oops, we can go that way, turtle on the back. Okay, so how I make these. Obviously, you stitch up the piece, whatever fabric you want to use. I find that it's easier, I only stitch on Aida, but I think it's easier to line up when you cut it so that it looks even, but I don't know, sometimes I struggle with that. And then in the middle, you probably can't see, but these are a little bit thicker because I use this, which is Heat and Bond permanent adhesive, so you need an iron for it. I got this at Joann's. And I cut a piece down and I iron it onto the back of the stitch piece. So there's one layer of that. And then I just attach felt to that layer. So felt is in the middle, whatever color, like I own all the colors, whatever color matches, you cut a piece of that, iron it on. Then you use another strip of the Heat and Bond on the back of the felt, and then whatever fabric you want to use. Joann's knows me because I'll go in there and I'll be like, I just need like 4 inches of this fabric. And they're like, are you making a bookmark? Yep. If I need a yard, they know that I'm making the rag garlands or rag grease. I frequent Joann's a lot because we don't really have any other, we don't have a Hobby Lobby. We do have another fabric store, but I get better deals at Joann's. And then you just iron that fabric onto the back. So you have 2 layers of the Heat and Bond to hold them together. And then at the very end, it's not a very good package, but the fray check you have to use this very carefully. Like sometimes I'll take a Q-tip, I'll put it on some, plastic so it doesn't absorb, and use a Q-tip, and I just take the Q-tip and I wipe it around the edges so that it stops the fraying. You don't want to use too much because I've had it soak in to where it makes like dark splotches on the fabrics. So you kind of want to just use it as little as you can, but it makes them like stiff and they last. I've given them to both of my daughters. I've given them to my niece as gifts, and they last. So that's how I make them. It's really easy. I think the hardest part is just cutting it down. So yeah, pretty simple. You just use a rotary cutter tool, Q-tips, and the two items that I showed you, and a ruler. That's pretty much it. So pretty easy, little time consuming, but they turn out great. Pretty stiff and rigid, not too bad, but they hold up. So those are my bookmarks. A little bit of a previous finishing. I have an FO. Where did I put my FO? Oh, so this FO is part of the Merry Musings SAL that Rolodex Stitcher and I have going on. So it is the Waxing Moon Designs Merry Musings. And we just did the stitchy one. I think she's also working on the other one, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that. And I did this on 16 count tea leaves, which is color and cotton. I changed the flakes to the etoile and the clothing on her as well, to the etoile. And I left off the dark green around the edges. I just did it as a, I just did it with a light green. And I changed up a few other things too. And I'm pretty sure I know how I'm gonna finish that, this piece. So hopefully I'll have that as a fully finished next week. Let me take a drink of water. All right, FFOs. I have a reg creation. My daughter came up with that for my hashtag as reg creations. I showed you these already, but these are the 3 fabrics. Patriotic. And I think this one is gonna go on my banister where I showed in the video. It's hard to tell on here, but yeah. So I finished this. This one for some reason didn't take as long, but I love it. It's still Christmassy, but it's still patriotic. So I think that'll fit perfectly in the little decorative area by my door. Now, FFOs for stitching. Super, super excited about this because I think these are some of my favorites that I've ever done. The first one is the Lizzie Kate's, and I did the winter, and it's 16 count fire red from Be Stitch Me, and I used the called for DMC. All right, this is it. And I think I posted this on Instagram, and that's the back of it. You can't tell, I think it's super sparkly. So guys, this is hand sewn still. My sewing machine is still in the box. My friend Melissa, who is part of the Monday Night Stitchy group, offered to teach me to sew. So hopefully I'll be going over there next Wednesday after I record to actually get my sewing machine out of the box. We'll see. This bottom part is the backing fabric that I added onto the front. I just used this heat and bond and cut a strip and ironed it on there, and then I hand sewed through the edges, if that makes sense, around the edges. And then I put on this extra green trim here so that it kind of added to, or like covered up the little seam on it. And then I also used Aleene's tacky glue for the trim, silver and white trim. I don't hand sew those on, don't have patience. but I love it. This is like one of my favorite pillows that I've ever finished. So next one is the Cardinals Carol from Luminous Fiber Arts. This is on 16 count crystal oaken. And I also posted a picture of this because I wanted to show the before picture of this piece that I have done. And this is the finished piece. I found, I'm gonna come in, I can't see, there we go. So I just used sticky board and mounted it, some trim. I made the bow myself and added the little button. And then I found this pick at the top at Joann's and stuck it in there. But I ripped off like the gaudy gold stuff that was on there. I absolutely love this. This is the back. You can't, it's just plain. Here's the Goodwill tag. I probably got it for 20% off because I usually buy Christmas stuff on Wednesdays when it's military discount. So hopefully I'll be going there later. But this I am in love with. I just, oops, a little crooked. But this is another, I think these three finishes that I'm going to show you are my favorites that I've done so far. And then the last one, Waxing Moon Christmas stack. And it's done on 18 count Arial. Picture this plus. And then this is the finished result. So I also got this from Goodwill. The tag says $3.99, but I'm sure I got it for 20% off. So you see the top has the little tree hanger. I did this. I made the bows myself. There are buttons on there. I added those buttons. That's a pick that I kind of just placed a certain way. And then I glued the trim on with Aleen's. Also used tacky board or sticky board. And then you can see the close-up of that. This board, I have a blue one, I think, too, and underneath it was just this really long, weird Christmas piece that was attached to it that I just covered up. But this will hang on the wall. And then I love it. It turned out really, really cute. So just one of my favorite pieces. So those are my FFOs. And because I finished all of those pieces last week, I really only have 2 whips. I will be starting quite a few pieces this week. And then next week when I go to Acorns, I have a couple of those new Plum Street samplers waiting for me. So I'm very excited about that because I want to start the rack stack, the reindeer one, right away. So for this, my first whip is a Waxing Moon, of course. This is Winter Stack. And this is on 16 count Mirage from Picture This Plus. And I used the called for colors. And I worked on this at my meetup because I didn't work on Emily's house. But you can see I got the cloud, the top part. That doesn't look like much, but it was a lot. So it was nice to finish him Monday night. And I'll hopefully be working on him today. And then my other whip is Winter ABCs. I got to get this done by Little House Needleworks so that I can replace my autumn ABCs. And this is on 18 count Arial from Picture This Plus. And I just got a little bit more done. I'm down to P, so I got the quilt done on it. That turned out really, really pretty. I'm using the called for colors, except for the snowflakes. I'm using the Sparkly Etoile, and I used it for the bottom of the skates too, the dark gray, so that it just sparkled. I'm really into the sparkles and bows all of a sudden. Not usually me. On to Stitchy haul. So like I mentioned, I have quite a bit of haul waiting for me at Acorns to grab next week. And I'll also be getting a snippety, that's how you pronounce it, snippety, from Marion, who's Caddy Crossstitch. on Instagram, and she also has an Etsy shop, so I'm super excited about that. My friend Stephanie was telling me that she owns quite a few of them and how amazing they are, and I didn't grab one last time because I completely forgot, so I will be getting one from Marion because they look amazing. But as far as my other stitchy haul, I don't have very much. I did get, okay, so I'm part of Crazy Annie's Fabric of the Month Club, and I'm glad it's almost done. I paid for this on October 23rd, and it didn't arrive till November 21st. So this is October, maybe it's November, I can't remember which month it is, but it took a month to get to me. So this is Picture This Plus, and it's pewter, 16 count. So that's my fabric of the month. I did sign up for Picture This Plus's fabric of the month straight through them starting in January. I also signed up for Married with Stitches. Their Facebook page is Fortnite Fabrics. I signed up for their fabric of the month. I'm sticking with Color and Cotton because I love their fabrics. And I also am part of Be Stitch Me's fabric of the month. So I have 4 fabric of the months. I also have a Christmas Stitchy Box countdown coming too. Not sure how I'm gonna film that, so I'll try and figure that out. But I also got Color and Cotton's fabric of the month. And this is called Sea Salt. It is 18 count Aida. So it's really, really pretty. Oops, hit the table, sorry. And then my favorite stitchy haul of the week, I scored another Christine Stitch All the Things bag. I was so excited because it is perfect for me. Snowmen and cardinals and red sparkle. And then the handle. It is beautiful. And that's the back. She does such an amazing job. Like, it's so perfect. Just the sewing, it's quilted. Oh, I love it so much. I love it, love it, love it. So thank you, Christine, even though I was super, super quick to claim it. Thank you for making them and for offering them because they are amazing bags. I am addicted to yours and to my friend Anna's from Stitch Box. Those are both my favorites. So Sal's. I didn't work on Emily's house, unfortunately. Erin did start hers when she joined us at the meetup. So she's joining in on our Sal with the hashtag PNW Emily's House Sal. I'm really trying to push out my winter and Christmas pieces. So I've kind of pushed aside Emily's House, Cinnamon Stars. I think that's all the Sals that I'm part of right now. There will be one starting in January. Anna from Stitch Roadies and I think Lady-RobynS also will be joining us. We're going to start it on my birthday, January 4th, and we're going to do Waxing Moon's Search the Sky. So we're going to be starting that, and I already found the perfect finishing piece for this, so I cannot wait to start and finish this. It's going to be perfect. So my future plans, since we're onto that, I'm hopefully going to be starting this because I have the perfect finishing piece. Christmas holiday hoopla, because you know, snowman, that's my thing. Snowmen and cardinals. So we start this. I'm going to start the Frosty for Waxing Moon Designs because I love this. And then I want to get this one done. This one should be fairly quick. It's Waxing Moon Designs, It Must Be Christmas. It says snowflakes falling, silver bells calling, it must be Christmas. So I think that one I can get pretty quickly, get finished pretty quickly. So those are my future plans. Hopefully I can whip those out and get those done. I think that's everything. I tend to go really quickly through my video, I guess. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the support. If you like the video, like what you see. Please subscribe. I will be trying to do these weekly. It's kind of weird. My oldest daughter is home. She didn't have college class today. And my freshman in high school, she gets out at 11. So kind of had to do this a little bit earlier, so the lighting's not the greatest. But feel free to leave comments, questions, or any suggestions. I try to get back to everybody. I really appreciate the comments. I love reading them. I still get super excited when I have a subscriber on my watch. It'll just randomly pop up that you have a new subscriber, and I freak out. It's so amazing to me. I decided once I reach 250, I'll be doing a giveaway. My anonymous donor has given me a pretty nice gift card to 123 Stitch. So I am waiting to see if they load some of the newer releases on there before I place the order, so that I could do those as giveaways. But I'll just be doing a bulk order and then using those as giveaways. So I think I only need like 20 more. So hopefully by next week, but you never know. And then my goodbyes. I think that's it. So just goodbyes now. So I hope everyone celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow has an amazing day. If you're celebrating with family or by yourself, or however you're celebrating, you have a happy Thanksgiving. And if you aren't celebrating, I hope that you have a day of relaxing and you can stitch all day and just enjoy a relaxing day, because that is what I'm gonna do. My husband's gonna get up and he's gonna cook everything. It's just the four of us. I don't have to work, even though I work retail. My company does not believe in us working on Thanksgiving, which is amazing. It sucks for my coworkers at the store because they have to work. I work for Apple, but I work inside the Best Buy. So the Best Buy associates have to work. So that bums me out, but I used to be with them. So I'll be stitching all day tomorrow. Super excited. Anyways, thank you guys again so much. And until next video, happy stitching.